Okay, so this video is for my Uncle Eugene. He's been asking a lot of questions about this 56 Chevy that is technically not on my land, but on the land that borders it. And the car was actually given to me by the owner of the land, hoping that someday I'd get it out of here, I guess just for scrap or whatever, because that's pretty much all it's worth. I'm going to do a walk around for Eugene, who is a big fan of the 3.5s, I guess. 55, I guess he means 55, 56, 57. Not sure which one's his favorite. Possibly this year, I don't know. That's something I'll have to ask him. But as you can see, this thing is rough. Try to get the interior here. There's not much left. Maybe a couple bits and bobs here and there. But as you can see, the floor is completely gone. There's a big chuck hole down there. Something's living in there. Probably a groundhog, because it looks like if you trace the this hole to the back seat, look at all the dirt he displaced from that hole and filled the back floor pan and back seat area up. So that probably explains all this dirt right here. And I opened the trunk so you can see inside there. There's nothing left, really. Alright, let's walk to the back here. Filler neck, and looks like where a leaf springs. Maybe an attachment point for a leaf springs there, I don't know, behind the filler neck. I'm sure Eugene would know. One thing, oh, I just fell down, slippery. One thing I like about the 56, which is, as far as I know, the only year you put your gas behind the taillight. Again, Eugene would know that, and will, I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but he would turn that little gizmo there. This car has been sitting here. I moved in February of '99. This car's been sitting here since the day I moved in, and I suspect since the late 60s, early 70s maybe. It's just a guess, I don't know. This is what farmers did back in the day, because you can see here it borders field land. So, and the neighbors, you can see that posted sign right there. That's the edge of his land. So, well, not the edge, I mean the edge is closer than that, but it's actually just a little bit ahead of the car. So the guy actually pushed it a bit onto my neighbor's ground, but that's what they do back in the day. They just take them out back and give them a decent burial, so to speak. There's the dash, more of the dash. Some wiring down there. And it's weird because it looks like that's where the key went, but then where the lights are, it looks like a key goes in there, but it might just be something missing. Oh, you can actually see the miles here. Let me see here. I'm guessing it's been rolled over, so probably 100,925 miles and 3/10. I'm guessing. Let's go back. Speedometer tops out at 110. Interesting. There's the climate control, as we call it nowadays. Vents. I'm gonna need my tetanus shot after this. There's another thing I like about older cars, including my 87 Chevy pickup, wing windows. Wish they never would have done away with those. And again, another farm thing. Shooting at objects, as you can see. There's a lot on the front too. Here's the front. First I'll show you the dash, what's left of it. No padding on there to protect your schnoz when you get in an accident. That's solid metal. But there's the hood. It's really bent. That's all I could do to pick it up. And as you can see, it's propped up with two sticks when we get around the front. Another large caliber penetration. I'm kind of purposely not showing the engine just yet. That's what they call nowadays the money shot. At least for Eugene it will be. Looks like it was wrecked in the front passenger side, front right. I don't know, that bumper, maybe, if it's not tweaked right there. But even so, it doesn't look too bad. Upper control arm, brake backing plate. This had drum brakes all the way around. No disc brakes on this one, but they were hydraulic. Let's see. Blower motor, battery tray. There's a resistor for probably the headlight circuit. I would be guessing for when you have your high beams or your low beams off to dissipate the or block the current or voltage or whatever, so the lights aren't that bright. But I don't know, I could be wrong. There's like a factory plug right there. As you can see, the front quarter's missing altogether on this. I just saw another hole. Penetration right there. It's full of them. Here's the top of the hood. That looks like it could be re-chromed. Not so sure about. Looks kind of rough. Here's the bottom of the hood. Okay, and Eugene, you asked me whether it had a 4-barrel or 2-barrel, and if you reread that email I sent you, I told you it's that we're dealing with just the short block here. There's no heads on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pan down and show you what we're dealing with. There's actually pieces of the the head gasket laying there. So here we go. There it is. Heater hoses. So, that said, being that we're dealing with just a short block here, I would have no way of knowing if it was a 2-barrel or 4-barrel, save for possibly if I can get a hold of the VIN. I don't know whether the tag's still on. I'm not going to try to open the doors. The snow's too high. But maybe that'll be a project for some other time. These have the pistons for the sockets, whatever you call them, to accommodate the valve movement here. Steering rack. There you can see the transmission right there. But I doubt that's any good, especially since the filler neck hasn't been plugged. There's pieces of the head gasket. Not sure what that is. Eugene will have to help me out with that. That's probably coolant temperature, I would think. There's the dipstick, also not plugged, or dipstick tube. So yeah, this is a basket case. Beyond that, scrap metal, I would call it. Except for, like I said earlier, a couple bits and bobs here and there, but beyond that, we're looking at scrap metal. So there you have it, Eugene. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. All right.